Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nick Bankhead and I'm an incoming dental student at the University of Utah School of Dentistry. In this video, we're going to be talking about what I wish I knew as a pre-dental student, to talk about some of the things that I wish I kind of knew before starting on the journey of being a pre-dental student, things I wish I knew before I applied, things I wish I knew, when I first started college. So if that interests you, stick around and we'll cover some good stuff in this video. The very first thing I want to talk about is focus on your academics early on and really commit yourself academically. Specifically, I mean your GPA. It's really important you start off on the right foot, especially in your prerequisite courses. But overall, just start on the right foot, off on the right foot academically. Get really good grades and do everything you can to get as many A's as possible, because you'd rather start off on the right foot than dig yourself out of a hole you made when you first started college. Now, if you haven't seen some of my other videos, I may have mentioned this before, but when I first started college, I was not committed to school. I was more focused on having fun with my friends and doing other things outside of school, and it really impacted my grades. Now, when I decided that I wanted to commit myself towards dentistry and dental school, I didn't realize that the hole I had dug myself academically. And I really had to do everything I can from that point to get as many A's as possible. Now, luckily, I was able to get into school and I was able to dig myself out of that hole. However, please avoid that roadblock that I ran into. Another really important thing to know is what things are considered, what things are factored in towards your GPA on your dental school application. Now, in your college or university, a lot of schools will take your highest grade in that course. So say you're taking General Chemistry 1, and say you get a C in that class, and you decide to retake it and you get an A. So you have an A and a C. On your college transcript, depending on the school, some schools will just take your highest grade and act like that C doesn't matter and not factor it into your GPA. Your dental school application does not do that. They consider all of the classes taken, including repeated courses. So please don't make the mistake of thinking you can take one of these classes 3 or 4 times and pass, and that they'll take your passing grade. They will average all those grades out, and all those grades will be factored into your GPA on your dental school application. So please start off on the right foot academically. The next important thing is time management, and this is pretty broad. And what I mean by this is you got to figure out a good life balance when really committing yourself towards school. School is going to take a big part of your day, especially if you're taking in-person classes. You may have a job on the side. You may have two part-time jobs. You may have a relationship, a family. You may have kids. Everyone's situation is a little different. But time management is something that we all can really hone in on and get into a good rhythm and establish good habits before dental school. Now, some time management tips I would recommend are using your calendar app in your phone or downloading a calendar app and scheduling out every hour in your day. This hour is for going to the gym. This hour is for I'm at school during these hours. These hours are meant for studying. These hours are meant for time with my family. These hours are meant for winding down. That way you have a tentative plan for what you're going to do each day, and you don't end up procrastinating and pushing things off. Procrastination is a big time management killer. So please do your best to avoid procrastination by using a calendar app and keeping up to date with your calendar. The next thing I want to talk about is getting involved on campus. Now, a lot of times we give things as much effort as we've invested into them. And by getting involved on campus, you're able to not only try harder in your classes, but you're probably going to be a little more social and make some friends, and that's going to really help you along in your journey. There's a few different ways to get involved on campus. The very first thing I want to mention is clubs. You should absolutely join your school's pre-dental club if you don't have one, or if you aren't a part of it. If your school doesn't have a pre-dental club, you have a great opportunity to found one, and that'll look great on your dental school application. It'll really show your leadership. If you're interested in to know how to found a pre-dental club, I have a video on the YouTube channel here on how to do that. I also have a video on how to maintain one. It's the same video, but so if you're interested, check that out. join other recreational clubs. If you're into fly fishing, go and join the fly fishing club. Or say if you're interested in ice hockey or ping pong or table tennis, join these clubs and be involved recreationally. Also, there's going to be campus wide events. I highly recommend going to those. It's a great way to meet more people, to once again be involved. And overall, just being on campus more is going to help you in so many different ways and help you grow as a person and as an individual while you're going to university. Another big thing on being social is try and make friends specifically in your prerequisite courses. The nice thing about making friends in your prerequisite courses is a lot of times you're going to continue to have classes with these people. So say if you make a friend in biology 1, they're probably going to take biology 2 with you. You can even get the same professor. Same thing with general chemistry, organic chemistry, and all the other prerequisite courses you're going to have to take for dental school. This is an excellent way to form study groups, to start building networking connections with other pre-dental students. Typically in your prereqs, there's going to be lots of pre-dental, pre-med, pre-PT, pre-pharmacy, and some of the other graduate programs that people are interested in applying to. So start off on the right foot, start making some friends, start enjoying yourself, and you're going to appreciate the social aspect of school. And that, once again, is going to help you be more involved and invested in school. One of the really big things I want to mention here is very early on, I would recommend shadowing. Now, if you have an interest in dentistry and you're deciding to commit towards this academically by taking the classes, it's really important you affirm that interest and confirm that by going and shadowing a dental professional. You can reach out to your local general dentist you hopefully see twice a year. You can reach out to specialists, go volunteer at or start volunteering either in dental related things like in free dental clinics at a local dental school, or you can volunteer in things outside of dentistry and just be working and helping uplift people in your community, specifically the underserved people within your community. There's no better way to start serving others by getting involved in these things. And that's really going to help affirm that interest of being a dental professional and working with others as a career and as a profession. Now, I know I've said all these things are pretty big. I try to keep these lists short and list all the biggest things you need to know as a pre-dental student, but learning how to learn is very vital. You should be learning how to study in your prerequisite classes. That way, once you get into a graduate school program like dental school, that way you're not scrambling to figure out how to do this. And the best way to do this is in your early on classes, right? Your introduction to chemistry, introduction to biology, even your English, philosophy, some of your other, other classes that aren't prereqs that you're going to be taking. Learn how to study, learn how your brain works, learn how you operate as an individual. That's going to really benefit you and invest in yourself in this way. Now, one of the things that's really big on studying that a lot of people don't mention, but I want to mention here is your mental and physical health and emotional health are just as big in helping you retain and memorize and regurgitate information. So please, if you haven't already, start emphasizing taking good physical care of yourself. Start trying to eat better, sleep better, maybe enjoy some physical exercise like the gym or some cardio. That's a great way to help keep your mind, keep blood flowing to your brain, and a healthy body is a healthy mind, and vice versa. So please, yeah, take care of yourself physically too, and mentally, emotionally, all those things, right? So those are important. Some study techniques that I would recommend are Anki, especially that's a flashcard app. I've mentioned it before in some of my other videos. It's a great way to get spaced repetition. It's really particularly good with classes in like the biology and like some facts and chemistry. If it's any like memorization or factual regurgitation, Anki is going to be your best friend. And then if you're taking notes, I would recommend getting an iPad pretty early on in your undergraduate or your college career or college education. iPads you can find on like secondhand on like Facebook Marketplace and other resale services for fairly cheap. I'd recommend an iPad with an Apple Pencil and get a good app like Notability to annotate directly on the PowerPoint slides your teachers will be using. I don't use this for like writing essay. I don't use my iPad for writing essays or like taking tests. I really only use it for note taking and studying. And it's useful, especially if you're using other Apple products. And the very last thing, and I would say the most important thing I want to go over here in this video, is taking a deep breath and relaxing. Now, a lot of times when you commit towards a big lofty goal like dental school, it can almost feel overwhelming. Like you have this big dream and you just don't want to mess it up, right? You don't want to accidentally slip in your classes or let any of these things fall by the wayside. And so it can be a little stressful sometimes, but learning stress management, learning how to relax is just as important as learning how to study and learning how to do well academically. So please, if you're even watching this video, give yourself a pat on the back, right? Hopefully you're doing other things in your life too to work towards this goal. And if you're not, this is a great place to start. But just know you got this. We all come from a unique set of circumstances. We all have unique pathways on this journey towards dental school. And just know you're not alone in this. There's plenty of good communities, like I've mentioned before in some other videos, like the pre-dental subreddit, the dental school subreddit, other YouTube videos, and other channels just like this one. Please check out other resources. Please utilize the wonders of the internet to help you on your journey. And just know you've got this. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me on here or somewhere else if you find me somewhere else. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a great rest of your day.